Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Don Hollywood Show. I'm very excited to have singer and songwriter and rising country star Jada Cato. Jada, how you doing today?
Very good. How are you?
I could not be better. Just, planning a wedding and everything.
Yay!
It's coming up soon, so I'm excited for it, but hopefully we'll be done and we can go back to just enjoying life, not to have any extra stress.
Exactly. It's a very stressful time. Let me know if you need a wedding singer.
Okay, I'll let you know. Do you dance at all?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you
Big
dance, I
dancer.
mean, you can definitely come. I mean, we always need more dancers.
I'll be help be the vibe setter or like you know what I
Oh,
mean?
is
Get the
that how
people
you
to the
usually are
floor.
at parties? Whenever you're at a party or a concert, are you the vibe setter?
I fill in the gaps. If we
You
need a
fill in the
vibe
gap?
setter, I can be the vibe setter. If I
Okay.
need to chill, I can chill.
Okay, so you're a little bit of a chameleon.
Yes.
Okay. I love
Yes.
that. I love that. So where are you originally from?
Originally, I'm from Eleanor, Georgia, which is about like 35, 40 minutes outside of Atlanta.
Are you a Braves fan?
I mean, yeah, because I grew up there,
Okay.
but
I'm a
I'm
big Braves
not.
fan.
Oh, whoop whoop.
I was hoping
Yeah,
you were
I'm
gonna
a
say you're a Braves fan because
big Braves fan.
yeah. I was like, I knew I
I
liked you.
yes, totally. I've sang a few national anthems. You
Oh, have
know,
you really? Good for you.
I have but I enjoy a Braves game.
Yes.
Who doesn't?
Yes.
But I'm not like a huge baseball person. Though
Okay.
recently I was watching baseball, I was looking at these uniforms. I was like, maybe I do love baseball.
But do you have a favorite player?
No.
Nah, just anybody who looks good in baseball pants.
Yeah.
Okay. That's, that's how my mom judges it too. Whenever the
Yeah.
Braves got Matt Olson, she's like, "Ooh, he's cute. I like him."
Makes the most sense, you know?
Absolutely. So singing the national anthem, I've heard some singers say that that's the most nerve-wracking thing. Do you feel that way?
Yes. Luckily, I wasn't by myself at that time. I did it with a my high school choir.
Okay.
But I've sang in like that size stadium by myself, and the echo is so jarring.
Yeah.
And if they don't have an in-ear system, it's like you just have to take some deep breaths and go for it.
Gotcha. So whenever
Yeah.
you're down there, you just sing and then you basically just hear yourself singing like 5 seconds after you say the words.
Literally, it's like, oh, say, say. And you're like, what's the real me? It's like a room of mirrors, but vocally.
Yeah. And then hopefully you're not like, man, I sound like trash right
Yeah,
now.
literally. It's like, keep it up, girl, keep it up.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. No, didn't hit that one.
I love that. Yeah, no, it'd be like that sometimes.
That's awesome. How long have you been in Nashville now?
That's actually a T question because
Ooh.
I've been based in Nashville and Birmingham simultaneously for the last
Mm.
4 or 5 years.
Why
But
Birmingham?
I went to college here and
Which college?
Birmingham Southern.
Okay. I've been to UAB a few times.
Rip, our girl, Birmingham Southern. She
Yeah.
just was laid to rest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. And I worked on a ship after that, and I came back and did a bunch of theater, and then I started writing again and put a band together, and that's how I got my management deal.
Good for you.
So, thank you. So it's just like made sense so far, but I will
Mhm.
be full time in Nashville very soon.
Good for you. What is the process of getting a management deal? Did they spot you? Do you send in tapes to different management teams?
My situation, I guess, is unique, as everyone's is. Um, I knew my manager when I was in college. My senior year, I was assistant directing Fiddler on the Roof, and he was in it, so that's how I met him. And I kind of heard through the grapevine that he worked in or about Nashville and with country people. And I was
Just so
like,
you know, you
interesting.
need to move your hair away from the microphone. Yeah.
Can you hear me
I can
now?
hear you now. It's just causing lots of
It
ruffles.
was like,
Want to hear you clearly. I want to hear the story.
sorry, audience. Back to the
Yeah.
story.
You should just shave your head like me and you won't have that issue.
You know, I consider it when things get to be too much. I'm
Think
like,
about it. You can put on
forget
different
this.
wigs and you can change your hair color any day.
Saving that for later.
No shampoo.
I never thought about that. So anyway, he was in a play that I was assistant directing.
Okay.
And so I talked to him after I graduated and moved back, and I was like, hey, like, do you want to manage me? And he was like, oh, I kind of really work with theater people now and like people on Broadway. I don't really work in the country anymore, but I can mentor you. And I was like, fine. So I spent that year just kind of, and I was also on, he has a theater in Alabama, Central Alabama Theater, and I was on the junior advisory board.
Okay.
So he would see me perform, and at one performance, I sang my song Her, that's on my CD, and he was like, you can write a song. And I was like, I tried to tell you that. And so that kind of started our journey together into management, and then COVID happened. And so now we're just kind of playing catch up a little bit.
Nice. Well, it's good that you have someone who believes in you.
I am very blessed with people that believe in me, yes.
That's awesome. Who were your inspirations? Like what age did you start singing, and who did you try and model your career after?
You know, my family kind of jokes that it's like I came out the womb singing and I just have not shut up.
Okay. You have like a family who was singing before?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
all just
singing.
like, oh, yeah, we're
I'm
just so drama
jealous.
filled.
Must be nice. We got
You
none of
can
that. My brother
you can
can
come
sing a
over
little
and
bit,
sing
but
with us.
I mean, please, you trust me, you don't want to hear me sing.
It's about your heart,
Okay. Well, if you
okay?
want to coach me up a little bit, I need the tips.
I do vocal coaching, so hit me up.
I mean, I think I got a good tone, I just don't know how to stay on key.
There's exercises for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we've lost the
You
plot. What was even the
you'll
question?
make my dreams come true if you teach me how to sing.
Yay! I would love to teach you how to sing.
But you were
Well,
telling me you came out
better.
singing at the womb, and you were telling me who
Yes.
your inspirations were.
When I was small, we had like a really wide variety of music in my house. So, like Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross, like kind of oldies like that, Motown kind of vibes. But I was also
Nice.
really obsessed with Selena Quintanilla, and I was really into Dorothy Dandridge because they both had like biopic films, and I found both of those at a really young age, and I was like, I love performance.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was a Disney kid, and this was the era of Disney where like everyone had a TV show, and then they had a guitar, and they did a whole thing.
Hmm.
So it just made sense that I would end up like writing songs.
What was the favorite TV show, Disney show growing up?
What a question.
Because mine
What an
too.
emotional question.
That's a Raven and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody were what I watched growing up.
Love those.
It was Sister Sister, right, with T and Tamara.
Yes, I'm
Yeah, I
just
watched
like
Sister
I
Sister
can't
too.
even choose because there was like those, and then there was kind of the cartoony ones,
Yeah.
like
And then Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana. Yeah, I loved Hannah Montana. That's
Mhm.
when I was really like, wait a second, global stardom.
That could be
Mm.
me.
Yeah, I'm like, I can. My friends actually call me Hannah Montana because I do
Oh,
so many things, and then I'll just be like,
see, that's why you
"Hey,
have to
y'all,
shave your head and have the wigs, because that way you got to play both
you're
personalities.
making points. You're making points." I love how you say both, like there's only two.
Uh, Okay, there could be more. You're right. You gotta have a different hair color for every outfit.
You might not be. No, I feel like you're actually really onto something. And if you
I'm
see
gonna
me
convince you to
rebranding
shave
over the
your head by
next
the end of
year,
this. You know how much
just
money I've
wait.
saved on shampoo and haircuts?
I feel like it would save me a lot of grief.
Yeah, especially women. Y'all have to pay so much money for your haircuts.
It's ridiculous. Pink
Yeah.
tax.
We just walk in there as a male, just go to a barber for like 10,
Yeah.
15 bucks, take a little off the
Mm,
top.
yeah, exactly. Whatever.
Oh my goodness. Um, so did you have anything else that you wanted to do before singing? Or was it in your mind always, I'm just gonna be a singer?
No, it was pretty much always singer. I feel like when I was like, preschool aged, you're like pretending and playing a lot. So I thought that I'd maybe want to do like maybe I'll be a doctor, maybe I'll be a lawyer or a nurse, and I like, but I was just like, no, I'm not. I gotta sing, and I've just been performing like so long because both my sisters were in like gymnastics and dance and choir and cheer, and so by the time I was like 3 or 4, I was already in dance and like doing plays and that kind of thing.
Well, the voice you have, I mean, you'd be crazy not to pursue it.
Oh, thank you. I
You're
feel
very,
blessed.
you're very welcome. And I'm always curious because I know every singer is technically a songwriter also. Do you
Mm,
enjoy writing songs? Not really. Okay. I mean, from what
not
I
everybody
know,
writes
okay.
music,
Okay, good. Because I don't think
but
I could write music for other people. Like I could write it for me because I know what I feel in my heart, but
right,
I know there are some people who that's what they don't want to be a singer, maybe don't have the voice for it, but they just love telling stories.
right.
So, where do you fall in that?
I've been doing both, like
Yeah.
literally for forever. I love to write my stories. I like songwriting challenges to write stories that maybe I haven't experienced. And as an actor, I like those because I get to, like you say, put on kind of a character.
Yeah.
And I've been singing since I could open my mouth. So I think they're both like super important in my life.
Okay. Now, but do you like writing songs for other people also?
I do, because sometimes I'll have ideas and I'm like, well, that's not really for me, but
Okay.
that's cool.
Can you give me an
So,
example of like something that you would write that you know is not for you?
yeah, well, yes. Okay,
Because
so
I've heard artists say this, and I'm like, how do you know? Nobody's explained it.
like I had a co-write a few months ago with Lincoln Parish in Nashville, and I did like a reel about it. So if anyone's listening, you can go watch the reel about it. But
Go ahead and drop the Instagram handle.
at Jada Cato Music,
Spell it out for him. Spell it out for him.
JADACATO at Outlook. Dot, what?
You got me wanting to dance with you. Oh, you're about to give your email?
That was so funny.
That's like the
Don't
secret
wait.
to your life.
Yeah, I'm like, we'll just cut that. Cut that. JADACATOMUSIC.
It was all
And
the.
what's funny is that that's not even my email. It was just like so instinctual to
Yeah,
say
that's not your
Outlook.com.
email. That's not your
It
email.
really isn't.
You gave me a Gmail one earlier.
Stop winking. Seriously. Yeah, that's the handle, Jada Cato Music. But
Okay.
we were writing a song that I had this idea called Blue Collar Billionaire, or
Mhm.
billionaires about like, because I was watching these TikToks of these women that would get up at like 3, 4 a.m. and make their husband's lunch, and like then their husband would leave for work at like 4 and they're gone all day and she's home with the kids, and they were just talking about like how excited they were when they were all back together at the end of the day, and like
Oh,
just all that labor that everyone was putting in. And so I wanted to write a song about that. And so we were writing that song and he said like, this isn't really like your life. Like, do you see yourself singing this? Do you see someone else singing this? And I was like, someone else could definitely cut that. But
yeah.
we can all relate to a feeling, to an emotion of like
Yeah.
investing in a relationship, even though maybe I'm not up at 4 a.m. with a blue collar worker.
Hmm.
But that's a good example of something that it might make more sense for someone else to cut than me.
Yeah. I think that's a great country music story because, there are a lot of country music fans out there who,
Yeah.
they do farm and that's the life that they lead. And I think that'll resonate with them a ton. And I also think that women don't get enough love, especially moms. I just don't think they get enough love.
I totally agree. I've been writing since my sister's become a mother, I've been writing a lot of songs about that, and just learning about all of the unpaid, unseen labor that women are doing all
It's
the
not
time.
paid, but yeah. And they're the ones raising the kids and, setting up the kids for the future. And, I don't think they get enough love. Women should get a little bit more love, in my opinion.
Shout out women. Shout out to all the good parents.
I was fortunate to have, I mean, I have great parents, but
Mhm.
um, I just think with women who, y'all actually carry the baby. And I just think that you just have a special bond with your mother because of that.
I mean, yeah.
My father's amazing, but my mom, she's just the best woman I've ever met, besides my
Aww.
fiance. So
Aww.
yeah, very fortunate.
That's so sweet. Yeah, you had like 9 extra months with that lady and you were literally attached.
Yeah. Well, you are pretty much attached to the first like 3 years.
Yeah, yeah, they're like, I don't know where that chord went, but we are still one.
Correct, yeah. And then I don't know, when I was like 3, I started saying that I was Dada's boy, which kind of broke my mom's heart a little bit.
She's like, I guess we could take turns.
Yeah, pretty
That's sweet.
much. That's because my dad's playing catch with my dad all the time. And I don't know, I guess the older
Oh.
you get, maybe you just want to start to impress your father, maybe the older you get. I don't know.
You know, Bell Hooks. Do you know who Bell Hooks is?
No, I don't.
She's an author and wrote a lot about Black feminist literature, and she talks about how the love of a father is often so scarce that that's why it feels it's like sales. Like if you say there's less of something, people want it more, and that's also why a lot of people take a mother's love for
Mhm.
granted because
Yeah.
they have so much of it.
Yeah. No, I agree. And then I think also there's roles, you need because fathers typically, I feel like for the most part, are more a little bit more of the what's the word I'm looking for? Rule setter, and will, make sure you stay in line for the most part.
Mm.
At least that's how it was in my house. But you need that.
Hmm.
You need both. You need to have a little bit nurturing, but you also need to have somebody who keep you in line also.
Boundaries are good.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So when do you plan on being in Nashville full time, and are you nervous at
Oh
all?
my God. Yeah, I plan on being there by February.
Okay.
I
So how long have
am.
you been going back and forth? And I mean, have you made some friends up there already?
Oh yeah, the back and forth was worth it. I have a huge network. I have co-writers. I've got a studio. Like everything's there, and now it's I just need me.
Gotcha.
I'm very nervous because I haven't like replanted my entire life since I've moved to college, pretty much, and that just felt different because I don't know. College to me, I had a great college experience. I know
Yeah.
it's not for everybody, but that just felt like, oh my God, freedom. And like, and I know that this is what this is going to end up feeling like, but
Yeah.
there's a whole other, there's a lot of work that comes with this because I know what I'm in for and I know what I want.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, imposter syndrome. What if I fail? Do I even have friends? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, just like anything in life, you will fail some, but that's part of life. And the people who are successful aren't the ones who everybody fails. So the people who are successful are the ones who, when they do fail, they get back up and keep trying. And you have to be
Yes.
resilient. And I mean, you hear all the stories with Blake Shelton and Lainey Wilson and Jelly Roll. I mean, some of these people have been doing this 10, 15 years before they ever
Yes.
got any sort of recognition
Mm-hmm.
at all. And that's probably a lot of people will probably quit after year 5 or 6, but then you do have people like Blake Shelton I listened to said it took him 8 years, and then I think Lainey Wilson was like 10 or 12 years, and then they just
Yeah.
stick with it, and you finally probably find your sound. Um,
Yeah.
you feel like you have that mindset, which is, I think, great.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm really reframing failure as I just didn't know that yet, you
A
know?
learning lesson, yeah.
Yeah, a learning lesson. And I'm trying to think big picture too. Like, I tell myself all the time, we're on a floating rock
Yeah.
and we have a limited amount of time, and you can spend it doing anything, and all of it is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
So I might as well do what I really want to do.
Facts, absolutely. I agree with that. I like your mindset.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Um, Now, since you have been going there, I'm sure you probably heard stories from friends of, what it's like there, but has it been what you expected, or has it been easier or harder so far?
It's been really awesome. I think that's why I'm afraid to go because I'm like, what if
Mm.
I get there and I just hate it, or something. It reminds me of friends that have, like, I have a friend who's so talented and she does musical theater and she moved to New York and was like, this is not for me. And I don't think that's gonna happen, but I don't know. It's just gonna be different. But
Well,
change
but even
is
if it
good.
did, you still went there and tried.
Yeah, and country music, especially in our digital age, like there's so many places to make music, but I'm ready to be there and in the thick of it. Like, yeah, I'm just ready to be there.
Now, what's your process for like getting gigs like once you start moving there? Because I know I have friends in different cities, and a good of portion of them they'll be in a smaller city and they just have this stranglehold where they're getting tons of gigs, they're making a very nice living,
Hmm.
playing locally. But then you move to a whole other city and they have to get all these new contacts, and you're also going to shark infested water. There's a lot of sharks swimming around trying to do the
Exactly.
same thing. So what's that process like?
Well, first of all, I try to just stay focused on my own lane and
Hmm.
not be looking left and right. And I just am going to rely on community. Like, I spent 4 years making these connections, and I have people saying, I can't wait till you're up here so we can do ABCD. So when I get up there, I expect us to be doing ABCDEFG. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And if we're not, then I'll find it myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just put myself out there, go to rounds, keep showing up, and like you said, just stay resilient. At some point, something will happen.
I agree. Yeah. Um, I love going to writers' rounds. I've been to a couple. We've been a couple here. They're actually like really fun.
Yes, you have to. Well, you got to tell me next time you come to Nashville, and I'll see if I
I'll
have
come. My
some.
best friend actually lives in Franklin.
Cute. I love Franklin.
It's beautiful there.
Just
Yeah.
far enough.
Yeah. It's like 30
Mm-hmm.
minutes. He's like 30 minutes south
Mm-hmm.
of Broadway, which Broadway,
Mm-hmm.
that is it's a beast. It's a beast. I mean, so like downtown Charleston, for example, if you go to King Street, which is where all the popular bars are, where a lot of the college
Mm-hmm.
kids go, uh
Mm-hmm.
usually by 10:30, there's a long line outside of the bars. But we went to Broadway in August of 23. And so it got to be my buddy told me to get there early if we wanted to do some stuff. So we went and had brunch at Dirk Bentley, and we were walking around, but by 3 o'clock, it's 100 deep to get into any bar you want to get into.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy
Scary.
cow. Yes. I said, I am not waiting for 3 hours to get into a bar and then stand shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, with people you don't know, and everybody's drunk.
But it's crazy though, because you go to these different bars and as you know, every single corner you go to, somebody's singing and they all sound great. And you start asking yourself like, okay, well, what's the difference between the people who have made it versus the people who, haven't quite made it yet? What do you
Mm,
think that difference is?
man. I don't know because there are so many factors that contribute to someone's success, especially in entertainment. Right place, right time moments, knowing the right people, sometimes fitting the right bias. Like, there's so many different reasons why someone's yes is your no.
Yeah.
But I think over the years, since I've been performing for so long and auditioning for so long, and just no is the majority of the conversation, like like we said, you just kind of have to have the mindset that like what's for you is for you, and you just got to keep trucking.
Oh,
And if your tactics aren't working, change them.
I agree. I think at least from what I found, because I would look these people up because I heard them sing and I said, man, that's such a beautiful voice. And so I looked them up on, Spotify, and I would listen to their original music and I was like, okay, they sound great singing these songs, but none of their music that I listened to really connected with me, even though they have a great voice. And I
Right.
think that even as a dancer or as a songwriter and as a singer, when you're putting out music, you have to make stuff that connects with people and makes them feel something. And I think if you look
Right.
at it, every great song, especially, I know Jelly Roll's been talked about a ton, but I think the reason why he's been so popular is because his music is making people feel something. And when you can make people feel something, that's when I think you have the most success.
I agree. That was one thing that I learned when I started writing in Nashville. Like, there's a difference between a song that makes you feel something and that makes the audience feel something, and hearing it through their ears.
Yeah. And I think that's why, like the song you brought up earlier that you're working on, I think that's something that is definitely going to resonate with people.
Yay. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Can't wait to hear. You'll have to send me the demo once it's done.
Yeah, once it's done, key phrase.
So, what's your writing process like? Do you try and sit down at the same time, certain hours, or is it just whenever something comes to you?
Yeah, I if I have an appointment, I will go to my writing appointment and I like because I'm a really good like parallel worker, but it's kind of hard for me to just sit down by myself and be like, I'm gonna write this second. But I have like a lot of bursts of creativity throughout the day, and so I'm always like jotting things down, titles, ideas. So then when I go to Nashville to write, do you have anything? I'm like, yeah, I got boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
and then just check them off.
You just put the notes in your phone.
I used to keep everything on paper because I just like the sensory feeling of writing it down.
Yeah.
But when I started writing up here, like sometimes in the room, everything is just happening so fast and things are changing so fast. Well, that's it. No, it's not. It's like I can't keep writing this. So now I got my laptop.
I don't blame you. I'd be the same way. I would
Yeah.
just find the songwriting process so interesting with every artist because I don't know. I feel like you never know when an idea is going to come to you.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I guess some people maybe just have like tricks like to get themselves into the zone to start songwriting.
Maybe. I'm like, do I have any tricks?
Yeah, so like anything you do, like a routine there, I'm gonna drink this or eat this before I go and sit down.
I do need to be fed because if I get hungry during like it's just over. Like I'm like vision blurry, I'm done. So I need to make sure that I like have a snack and have water and that we're just go with the vibe of the write. If it's rainy and we're feeling down, like we don't have to try and write some like big upbeat hit. Like let's just go with it.
But is it true that, these like rooms that whenever there's like a group songwriter with like three or four people, they get together, is it just like scheduled? You go in there for how many hours is it?
I mean, sometimes you'll have a window because everyone's so busy, so you kind of
Mhm.
have to put a cap on it. But sometimes it's just right till it's done. And sometimes it doesn't want to be done that day, and we're all fried and can't think anymore, and so we'll just come back to it.
Yeah. I find Nashville so interesting the way it is.
It's interesting.
Absolutely. All right, so if you could have one male vocalist to do a duet with you on a song, who would it be?
Ooh, let me think. You know, I got it. I wrote a song with four people called Right Now.
Okay.
And it was a duet and it was around the time that I met Jake Hoot and I was like, oh, Jake has to be my duet partner for this. Like he just has to. We weren't even friends at that point. He didn't know
Mhm.
me and I'm like no, like I just know it is. And we like workshopped with other people and it just wasn't working out. And we just laid down those tracks actually. So
Ooh.
very soon you will get to hear my dream duet.
Ooh, can't wait.
Yay!
How did you make friends with Frank Ray?
So recently I did Origin Music Group I'm like plurals podcast. And he was the person before me. So I
Uh,
watched him being filmed and he was amazing. And we just kind of met. And then he like sneaks off to the like back room and I thought he was just on FaceTime, but he's like, I'm on a podcast. Come say hi. And I was like, okay. So we had literally just met.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's a really good guy. A lot of personality.
Yes, very talented.
Yes, yes. Now, have you ever done any type of like formal dancing, or do you just enjoy it?
Yes, yeah, both. I danced growing up, like ballet, tap, jazz, and
Okay, so
then
you were a triple threat. You were singing, dancing, and
dare
okay.
I call myself, yes, a triple threat, and then I didn't
So we got the next
because
Julianne Hough on here. Okay.
now look, Julianne looks amazing. Yeah, a little bit. And so then when I got into college, I started dancing again because it was like part of my major. And then like I had to dance on my ship. And then when I got off, I was in class, like whatever class I could take, be it like jazz, modern, like tap, everything.
Hmm.
And then over the last year and a half, I got really into salsa and bachata. So I've been in those classes as
Now we're
well.
talking.
Yeah, and I like when I can, I'll go to some line dance. I know you like to line dance and y'all choreograph and stuff. I
We're
love.
trained in ballroom. We do everything.
Do you? Oh,
Hmm.
because I saw the videos of y'all practicing for your wedding dance.
Yeah, that's the Viennese waltz for the wedding.
Ooh, yeah, I'm super into all of that. I love it.
A lot of fun. I wish I would post more ballroom stuff. So I only started doing ballroom a couple of years ago because I started line dancing and swing dancing in bars, just like the Nashville Palace. I don't know if you've been there yet.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, I've
Yeah,
been to the
so I've
palace.
been there, and then just other bars, that we have one here, but just local country bars, just going and just dancing and having fun. And then whenever I get a little bit of a following online, and people are asking me dance questions all the time, I was like, well, maybe I should actually, go take some like formal training and actually learn what I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing.
Yes.
And so I've been doing that for a little over 3 years now, and it's just been an absolute
Nice.
blast. But yeah, it was so much fun to learn salsa and bachata and just go out to a local Latin club and go dance with people. It's different. It's so much fun.
There is a huge community all over the Southeast, but in
Hmm.
Nashville. So whenever y'all come through, I will take you to a social. Yeah, we can go to a social. Or we can go to class. We can go
I'm
do
gonna
all the
hold you to your
things.
word on that one now.
Good.
Okay,
Let's go.
we will, and you have to salsa dance with me or
I
bachata.
will.
Have you danced merengue yet? It's
Yes.
super easy. You just march to the beat. One,
Yes.
two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight.
Look, yes, merengue, cumbia. Those, I feel like those are the random songs that the DJ like intersplices when everybody's a little tired and they're like, let's just have a
Yeah,
little fun
for
moment.
sure, for sure. Yeah, I've unfortunately not been able to take Emily to one yet. But just because I don't know, ever since she moved here, because she lived in South Florida when we met. But I
Mm,
don't know, our life has just been like 200 miles an hour, I feel like, since she moved up here, especially playing the wedding last year. So,
that's a lot. After you get married, I guess you have all the time to dance.
yes, all the time in the
Hmm.
world. And definitely
Hmm.
want to come up there and come to Nashville again. And we'll play golf with my best friend. And he's a golf coach at Vanderbilt. So,
Is he?
yeah.
I was on the golf team in high school.
Okay.
I'm
Well, see,
not.
this is why we get along so well.
Yeah, it was the vibe. It was the
Hmm.
vibe. I'm not like awesome,
Yeah.
but I'm not really bad.
Okay.
I was a good teammate and I
Okay.
encouraged everyone. That was
Well,
my shush.
bring the clubs with you to Nashville. We'll have to play.
So the tea is that I had these great clubs my dad got, and I
Mhm.
think I left them in my closet in my college apartment on accident, and like they
Mm,
probably like took them. They're gone, but I think I'm gonna get some for Christmas
yeah.
because I kind of miss golfing,
Yeah. You
and
definitely
then
need
we'll
to.
go.
Facts. Yeah,
Yes.
but we started playing. Well, I've always played, but Emily, we got the Wii, and so Emily started playing Wii golf, and she just became obsessed with it. She was like, "Oh, I see why you like this so much. This is fun." And so then we got her a starter set and got her a
Oh,
lesson, and she's hitting the ball pretty good now, and she's really enjoying it. We're having fun. It's a fun thing to do as a couple.
it is. That's nice.
Yeah. Well, do you have any new music that you're working on that's going to come out anytime soon?
I do. You guys be
Okay.
on the lookout this week or next. I will post a release date very soon,
Ooh.
but be on the lookout because Jake Hoot, we are releasing Feliz Navidad
Okay.
to streaming services, and we have a fun video that we recorded.
Awesome.
So I'm super excited about that. Jake is also super into Latin culture from his upbringing, and I was trying to teach him how to bachata on set.
Nice.
It didn't work, but it's all
Ah.
right.
If we both work on them, maybe we can get them
He
right.
says I move like a two by four, and I'm like, that's all you need. One, two, three, four. Boom.
True. True. Yeah, it's tough getting the Cuban motion down for people who've never learned it,
For sure. For sure.
especially in bachata. It's just different because people they just step, they just put the entire foot down right away. Whereas instead of, whenever you're doing Latin dances, you're putting part of the foot down and then you're rolling it and getting the hips
Okay,
in
weight
there.
transfer. Right,
Oh, don't make me
right.
demonstrate right now.
Okay, get up now.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness. Um, Now, do you view yourself as like a big social media person, or do you just think it's something like a necessary evil with a job?
Depends on the day.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm making this real and I'm so funny, dude. Oh my God, I'm such a content creator and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, this is why people pay someone else. But what's funny is I run other businesses' social medias, but it just
Um,
feels, I don't know, it just feels different.
I feel like everybody who runs other people's social media has such a hard time running their own.
Yeah, it's really hard to see it objectively sometimes.
Yeah.
I have help, thankfully.
And then when you're done with work, it's no different whenever I worked at a golf course. Like when you're done at work, the last thing you want to do is stay at work. So,
Literally,
yeah.
literally.
Well, is there anything else you got coming up that you want to tell us about before we wrap this up?
Just look out for Feliz Navidad.
Okay.
I will see you guys at 30A Fest, the weekend of January 16th, 17th, 18th, that weekend. So if you're in 30A in Florida, get your tickets because they actually extended their Black Friday sale.
Ooh.
And then right after that, I'll be in Laughlin outside of Vegas with Ty Herndon for a week doing shows at Laughlin Casino. So that is the next month. Oh, and I have a couple rounds coming up. Where's my planner? Let's see. And if this is for if you're in Nashville.
Okay. I got a lot of friends in Nashville.
Okay, well, listen up. Distillery. So December 15th, 7 p.m. at the Distillery.
Ooh.
And December 17th, 10 p.m. at the Live Oak.
Okay.
Distillery on Division on 15th and Live Oak on Demon Brawn on the 17th.
That's awesome.
Yes, so I hope to see you around. I hope you're listening to Feliz Navidad. Listen to the music I already have out. It is very
Go follow her
cowboyish.
on Instagram.
Follow me on Instagram. Don't email me. Follow me
Don't
on
email.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all at Jada Cato Music. And thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for coming on. It was so much fun getting to know you better.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. We'll talk soon.
Okay, bye.